What is up, Libra? Welcome to your general timeless reading. This is general, so take what resonates and leave the rest, and it's timeless. So whenever you see this is when it's most meant for you. If you want a personal reading or a Reiki session, you can book it down below through my website in the description box. I'm going to be using Cosmic Tarot and Crystal Visions today for your reading. All the tarot decks I use are linked down below. And this is for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements, okay? So let's see what's going on for you, Libra. I heard tunnel vision. Tunnel vision. They show me the Six of Swords, but it feels like, it does feel very like dark. In the sense of like, you may not realize that you're coming out of the moon in Temperance, what's hidden, right? You may not realize that you're coming out of a difficult time. You may not realize that you're completing the healing process, right? The moon in Temperance. I like this a lot. You may not see it. I heard the narrative. Succumb to the narrative. You might be realizing that you're fine. This feels like the final surrender. Like, oh snap, and really taking yourself out of whatever mold it is that you've been fulfilling for family, friends, a partner, a job, and just like, I'm just gonna be at peace with myself. Do what I want to do. Yeah, Four of Cups. Four of Cups is the card of rejection. This feels like the taking off of the false face, like rejecting the false face. You understand? Yeah, Two of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. Yeah. Going back and forth. Like, do I really want to stop being this non-authentic version of myself? Ace of Swords is the card of the false truth, right? It's not your truth. It is not the truth. It's not your authenticity. It's not in alignment with you. It's realizing that you have been thinking and acting and programming yourself and your reality in a way that is not authentic to who you really are. And you're going back and forth like, okay, well, now what do I want to create? Who do I want to be? What do I want to build? And you might have been feeling this way for a while and you don't realize that you're actually like, it's the light at the end of the tunnel, right? Tunnel vision. You're coming out. The moon, illumination. I like this. My heart just like, it literally felt like someone just blew air down into my chest. And we have a King of Cups on the bottom. That's funny. And the Tower. You might have been pushing somebody away this whole time that's been trying to kind of like pull this out of you. And now you're like, oh, I'm ready. I'm ready now. I want to do it on my time. Okay. What's going on over here? Know your place. Okay. Let's see. What do we got for Libra? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements. Let's look at this King of Cups. King of Pentacles in reverse. You just don't know. This is you. This is you. It's your own masculine energy. It's the fear of investing in the physical world and emotionally in certain things, whatever this is for you, whether it be work or relationships, like giving your authentic self to things, showing up as Five of Cups. This is what you're releasing. The Five of Cups in reverse is my card of mourning and letting go. It's kind of like, oh crap. This is the big shedding. It's the reveal. It literally feels like the reveal. Like, I can allow myself to be seen, really seen. So if you feel like you're just stepping into this energy, it's been a very, world in reverse. It's closing out an old cycle. This is a very collective energy right now. That full moon in Leo we had the other 2 weeks ago really triggered this, or a week ago. Let's look at the moon. Ace of Wands. Yeah, what you don't see, the new beginning. And it's soul energy, it's wand energy. I heard final chapter. This reminds me of the Hierophant, like the final, it's like the, circumstances. I don't want to say the rule book because the Hierophant to me is the rule book, but it's the final chapter in whatever circumstances you've been going through. Yeah. final chapter, because we're talking about that. We're not talking about the Hierophant card. Okay. Let's look at the moon. Yeah, 8 of Cups in reverse. And I'll take this one. Judgment. You don't realize that you're actually in the process of walking away from a path that is not meant for you. It's not meant for you. Whatever you've been indulging in. And when I say path, it doesn't have to be like an actual thing. Like, it doesn't have to be a relationship or a job or a home or a living situation. Like, it could be the way you show up in the world, right? Like, it could be the way that you present yourself. It could be the way that you communicate or articulate or see things, or the limiting beliefs you have. You're realizing like, oh crap, I kept going back and back, right? It's the U-turn card, 8 of Cups. I kept going back to this way of being over and over and over, regardless of how many times the universe is like, hello, I'm waving this flag of like, this is the direction I should be going in. And now you see it, right? Not quite yet, but you're going to get there. You're going to get there. Let's look at Temperance. I heard slow but steady. Sun. Oh, I love it. And it's crazy because I was looking at the moon and I was looking at the Temperance card, how it had the sun in the top corner. And I was thinking about like dualities and balancing masculine and feminine. So it's crazy that you have the sun and the moon right here, because that full moon in Leo did have the aspect of Mars and Venus, and it was leading the collective into the balance of their masculine and feminine, which is how our most authentic selves are most being triggered right now to come out, right? How we're being most triggered to break those old molds, those shells. I love this. 3 of Cups. And in turn, it's like creating this energy of like celebration, of coming back to life, of happiness, of joy, right? Like, oh shit, like this is what's really in alignment with me. Like this transformative energy is what I needed. Like I needed to come home to me, to stop focusing so much on the external. Like, what about Libra, right? Let's look at Temperance again. You have a lot of divinity coming out. You have Judgment. You have the Ace of Swords, which is cyclic energy to me. I also take into consideration as divinity, right? Because it's cycles. Ace of Wands, the moon, Temperance, 8 of Swords. Yeah, Justice. What you're trying to find, because Justice is your card, it's your personal power, but you're also trying to find that balance, not to be super cliche with the Justice card there, between the mental energy that you're giving to the external environment, because the 8 of Swords is a self-imposed prison. To me, it's also someone who has become blinded, right? This is the tunnel vision. Like you're stuck in this place that you've created, your own mind's prison. It's time for you to cut away at that, right? To remember the power you have to control your thoughts and your emotions. Because I love that Justice in this particular deck isn't depicted with scales. It's actually like a higher order being with wings and the sword, which to me indicates more of like the Queen of Swords energy, a very cutting energy, a very regal energy, right? Bottom of the deck is a 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Sorry, top of the deck facing upright. Just wanted to peek out. It was, because, yeah, that's the bottom, but this is actually the top. Basically saying that you're ready to let go of the old foundation because it's faulty. Let's look at the 4 of Cups and 2 of Pentacles together, because where are we at with time? Oh, we're not that bad. Okay. Yeah, Page of Cups. Oh, this is why the heart immediately opened when we got towards the end, because you're starting to be really honest with yourself. As hard as it might be, because this might encompass the harsh reality of you needing to accept that you're going to have to let certain things go, right? With the 4 of Cups. And the 2 of Pentacles, you're kind of going back and forth on, what do I really want? Like, what's really going to make me happy right now? Like, are these things really meant to be in my life? 7 of Cups, the clarity. So let's look at the Ace of Swords. This could also represent the things that you are getting rid of that are not in the same frequency as you. Tell me about the Ace of Swords for Libra. 4 of Cups, right? The harsh reality, the realizations, and the Devil, right? Releasing those low frequency energies, those fears, those limiting beliefs, addiction, attachment, binding energy. That's all what the Devil represents. The Devil is also indicative of the ego, right? Which the ego is meant to protect us, but it's things that have been used in excess, right? Things in excess, not in balance, and you are the sign of balance. You're learning to embody your balanced energy again. You're learning that this emotional upheaval you've been going through, this distress you've been feeling, has been due to sitting more in the ego, more in the fears and limiting beliefs, scarcity mindset, attachment, codependency, addiction, whatever it is for you. It's a lack of authenticity. It's not the authentic self. It was the ego self. It was a mold of you that you no longer are. It was an old version of you. You're no longer that version of yourself. And for some of you, it might have been rooted in abandonment. But this is also the card of scarcity mindset and limiting beliefs for me as a reader, which is the devil. Minor to major arcana, right? Underneath that is the Four of Swords. And that's what you're still working on healing, which is most likely why you don't see this new cycle coming in. But you have a lot of support with Strength and the Hangman, followed by the Ace of Swords, right? When you just surrender and you fall into that power of the divinity, that's when you will see the truth, right? Underneath the Ace of Swords was the moon, right? That was weird. I literally thought someone just knocked on my door. I'm sorry, what? But Libra, this is what I have for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you want a personal reading or Reiki session, book it down below through my website in the description box. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.